Live. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. They've got Drummond. Paul George is out there with Tyrese Maxey. Then there's Embiid, and it's Oubre in at the small forward position. And for the Knicks, Josh Hart out there with Mikal Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then there's Towns, and it's Robinson in at the 5. In tonight's game, what are you watching closely?
Well, the thing that jumps out at me, Kevin, is the guard matchup. I mean, both teams have tremendous backcourts, and I really think whoever is able to win or control that battle is going to win the game.
To the paint, here's Anunoby, outside for Robinson, 4 on the shot clock. Rebound by the 76ers. Right there, the defender clearly trying to inhibit a fast break. I think that's a transition tape foul. And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here. And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So no doubt expectations will be high.
George takes the contact, but good body control there allows him to finish.
Anunoby is screen on George. Bridges deciding where to go with it. Anunoby outside. Robinson a screen on George. Here's Anunoby, and Joel Embiid pulls it down. Philadelphia with the ball. Pass to Drummond. 76ers moving the ball around. George sets a screen for Maxey. The shot that time, not on target. Bridges with some nice defense. To the middle. And Robinson gets it to go on the assist by Bridges.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Embiid wide open. His 3-pointers off the mark. For New York, they've gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far.
And you can't afford to lose Anunoby in transition. As soon as he has a step on you, it's over.
Now, here's George. He takes it in. Good D by Anunoby.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Towns a screen on Maxey. There's the lob to Towns. Hammers the alley-oop through.
And defensively, you've got to be on the lookout for this. I mean, Towns gets up in a hurry now.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Tyrese Maxey has stepped up into a starring role with the 76ers. He says these guys have the ultimate confidence in me, all the way from the organization down to the players. So I can just go out there and be aggressive, play my game, even through mistakes. It's all part of extraordinary growth for the guards. Kevin?
EA thanks. He is rewarding their faith. And I love his statement on growth. He's always looking to expand.
Hey, go to that whenever you can. I mean, Embiid has a huge advantage in size and skill.
And you know, guys, with Embiid on the floor, it's not just about his individual play. He changes everything for everyone on that team. That's how dominant he is. It's not just statistics. His presence alone propels him.
Hard against Maxey. Outside, George. The 76ers need to get off a shot. Good on the triple. Embiid's got 6 points.
And Embiid does have this range. I mean, it's something the defense has to respect.
Anunoby is screen on George. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And guys, point of emphasis for the league is to really crack down on illegal screens.
Yeah, you know, he might have gotten away with that a few years ago, but not anymore. No way. Now you've got to be stationary on those screens. No extra hips or elbows, or they'll call it.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly.
Either that, guys, or he wanted the photographers to get a good shot of it.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Offensive rebound. Outside for George. Connects from three-point range. He's got 5.
Nice rhythm to that play right there, and George was ready to fire.
Here's Bridges. Buries it down low.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Sixers.
George against Anunoby. Embiid with a screen on Anunoby. The 3. And Embiid, the bucket on the assist by George.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
And so the first quarter is in the books. 76ers lead by 8. After this break, we'll be back. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
You know, so far in this one, these guys have been knocking it down from distance. You've got to like their confidence as this game continues. They're on a nice roll.
And also, guys, they're playing for one another right now. All those extra passes are leading to easy buckets.
Karl Anthony Towns is out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Josh Hart. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Robinson in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 for New York right now. Anunoby outside. Pass to Robinson. Back to Anunoby. With the drive. With the tip. And Robinson is right there.
Boy, fighting to keep that play alive. Beautiful tip in there.
And so George will bring it up for Philadelphia. Embiid with the screen on Anunoby. And George, here we go.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Here's Bridges, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
Outside, George. Embiid sets the pick for George. And it's George finishing it off.
George playing strong down low. Love to see him finish with authority.
Bridges against George. Towns looking around. Back to Bridges. Towns sets the pick for Bridges. And he lays it straight in. Bridges has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Nimble inside play by Bridges, working his way to a close-range shot.
Here's George driving to the basket. Makes it off the glass. George has got the lead up to 11 now for Philadelphia. And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Josh Hart. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Embiid sets the pick for George. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Anunoby. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Not a ball stopper on the wing. Bridges with the help.
Anunoby against George. Robinson with the block. Here's Towns. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
New York shooting their third free throw attempt of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
1:49 left in the first half of the game. Embiid with the screen on Anunoby. George passes to Embiid. Now here's Drummond. And that one is off. Some solid defense from Robinson. Hart kicks to Towns. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Out to Bridges. Anunoby, a screen on Drummond. Bridges passes to Towns. Off target from outside. Philadelphia leading by 5. Here's Drummond. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 4 rebounds in this game. The kick out to Anunoby. From outside the arc, sinks the triple. Anunoby's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Knicks.
Defensively, there was a lack of aggressiveness, and it really made it easy for him to knock that shot down.
George against Towns. Three-pointer by Embiid. Another miss by Philadelphia. New York with the ball. They're on a 15-6 run. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. Well, Greg, the Knicks have certainly brought hope back to the city of New York.
And it's been fun to watch. The fans are rallying behind this team. And it's not just because they're winning. It's the way they're winning. They play with heart and hustle.
And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Josh Hart. The 76ers shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. He hits the second from the line. New York trailing.
And no need to rush this. Let the clock run down.
Yeah, don't give them another possession here.
Bridges passes to Robinson. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his third foul so far.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Stolen by Tucker. That shot missing. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Philadelphia ahead. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
Please direct your attention to center court and get ready for the fan half-court shot. Give me a beat. They're measuring up the shot.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Joel Embiid has been sensational.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Walker. Abusele out there with Edwards. And it's Bona in at the 5 spot. Clock is at 3. Tucker the pass to Brunson. It's stolen by Edwards. Here's Bona. Chalk up 2 there.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
Brunson, no good.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And stolen by Wright. Here's Achua. The rebound by Yabusele. Philadelphia leading by 3. Banked in off the glass.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for New York. Fires away from way outside. It's hauled in by the 76ers. GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
Launches it from deep. Can't hit that one. The 76ers have gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. And the shot is good. Edwards got 4 points in the quarter. Knicks trail by 7. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And here's Brunson outside. Hits the three-point bomb.
And you can tell Brunson has been well coached. He knows just when to call for that pick and roll.
They set the pick, and they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, you know, the officials aren't nearly as lenient as they used to be on that call. As a matter of fact, I know I got away with a lot of those in my playing days, but that was 40 years ago.
Offensive rebound. A three. Brunson drops it in from the arc. Wow! The 76ers have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Outside, Walker. Pass to McCain. Over Brunson. A nice shot by McCain. And the 76ers lead by 3.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that's not the defense you need. You got to be tougher defensively.
The shot's good from Brunson.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Yeah, you know, battling back is about staying the course, and their attitude never changed.
We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. For the lead. Inside, here's Achua. Pass to Brunson. There's a screen by Achua. And the officials call over the back. A little too aggressive there.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
Yeah, you know what? They say you would always rather have a player that you need to turn down than to turn on. So being aggressive versus passive, I want the aggressive guy all the time, even if it means a few fouls.
And Nick Nurse, Greg, the 26th head coach in 76ers franchise history.
And Kevin, known for his creativity and that outside-the-box thinking, I think it's a good fit with this forward-thinking front office. And that's another area where he is just a superb player, excellent at the free throw line.
Brunson with another miss.
Early on, he tried to shoot his way out of this funk, but later in the game now, he might want to just give it up and look for his teammates to do the scoring.
And it's Drummond missing.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
From deep, Brunson. Brunson with another miss.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets yanked soon. I mean, that's how bad his shot selection has been.
Pass to Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
You know, Drummond always looks like he's trying to tear the basket down when he dunks.
Brunson outside. Fires for 3. Drills it from outside. Brunson's got 12 points now in the quarter.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Certainly. I mean, they saw a weakness in the perimeter.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. 76ers lead by 1. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Right now, I send it over to the sidelines. Get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse told his team. He told them this is what it's all about, proving we're the better team in the tough situations. But you got to want it. Coach told his guys they have what it takes to win here. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, David. We've got Mikal Bridges. Robinson is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward. That's the 5 for New York right now. Edwards kicks to Embiid. Pass to George. Embiid with a screen on Anunoby. Robinson with the block. And Towns throws it down.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
On the wing, George. He's guarded by Anunoby. Yabusele passes to Embiid. There's the screen. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And it's Towns penetrating. Outside for Robinson. New York moving the ball around. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Philadelphia making a change. Maxi's checked in.
Tyrese Maxey.
George against Bridges. Robinson sets a screen for Bridges. Lobbed up there for Robinson. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Man, how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down.
Well, I tell you what, that's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
Oubre outside. Edwards kicks to Embiid. 5 to shoot. Embiid with a screen on Anunoby. And here's Edwards from the arc. It's rebounded by Anunoby. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Bucket is good. And now a 3-point Knicks lead.
No hesitation from Bridges. He gets the ball and is primed to take that shot.
Embiid with a screen on Anunoby. And George kicks to Edwards. That ball's nice speed that time from George. George has got 6 assists in the game.
Defensively, you can't back off him that much. You don't want to give up easy threes at this stage of the game.
Hits it from 3-point range. Towns has got the lead up to 3 now for the Knicks.
Man, how about the cool, calm collectedness of Towns? Helps him come through when the game gets snug.
George against Anunoby. George passes to Edwards.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Back to George. From past the arc. And there's Edwards on the assist by George. Edwards got it all tied up now for Philadelphia. Bridges kicks to Towns. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Philadelphia's gone to the three-pointer 11 times tonight, nailed 5 of them. Down low. Embiid pulls it down.
You like Embiid's confidence and willingness to step up in the big moment.
There's a screen by Robinson. Bridges inside the three-point line. And again, it's New York.
And he just seems to always deliver in the clutch. And he's got it going right now. That's who they want taking the big shot.
Embiid with the screen on Anunoby. Out to Edwards. Pass to George. Embiid with the screen on Anunoby. George dishes to Edwards. From outside, off the mark. New York's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter.
And they had a foul to give, but you want to use it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but at least they did get the clock stopped. That is the one saving grace of that situation.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead.
Here's Anunoby. The rebound by Paul George. Maxey on the wing. Bullseye!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
George against Bridges. Robinson misses. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Here's George. That one doesn't go. Some solid defense from Robinson. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
A critical possession, no doubt. We'll see what they draw up.
Now, Anunoby from downtown. No good from three-point territory. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let them dribble the game.
Exactly. I mean, got to stop the clock any way possible and hope they alligator arm a few of those free throws.
It's the first, and that makes it a three-point lead. He's off on the free throw and able to get that second one to drop in. And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Any ideas on strategy being discussed right now in that huddle?
Not enough time for a catch-and-shoot three, so I think it's got to be an alley-oop that draws the and one potentially. Crazy scenario right here.
So it's Philadelphia taking the W. David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Clark Kellogg.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back in the kiss. Let him run, let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla. Let him eat, stone cold killer. Let off the beat. Let him bang on the streets like Godzilla.
Defense looking for answers.
right, checking out Golden State's opening lineup. We've got Jimmy Butler. Kuminga is out there with Draymond Green. Then there's Stephen Curry, and it's Post in at the center position. And for the Knicks, Mikal Bridges is out there with Josh Hart. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. Then it's OG Anunoby, and it's Towns in at the power forward. Outside for Green. You know, on paper, this looks like a lopsided matchup, but anything can happen in the NBA, Graham.
That is the truth. I mean, that's why they play the games. One guy gets hot, a team gets cold. That's all it takes to swing the entire outcome of a game.
Outside Curry. Pass to Post. Butler on the wing. Drives to the hoop, and it's Butler with the jam.
Oh, a fearless finish from a fearless player. Jimmy making some noise.
And Allie LaForce spoke with Tom Thibodeau. Allie.
I asked him specifically about Stephen Curry and what his defensive game plan is for him, and he told me, I just talked with them about communicating out there, especially when the screens are coming. We can't give Steph an inch in those situations. I think it's fair to say we can expect to hear a lot of chatter out there tonight, guys.
Okay, thank you, Allie.
Putting his body to work in the paint. Butler using his athletic skills to get it done.
Well, Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City, playing the game with passion and in-your-face attitude. And, of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor.
Pass to post. Now here's Curry. Here's post. The kick out. Curry. Just 5 on the clock. The open shot. Kuminga. It's hauled in by Robinson.
You got to move past that one. I mean, they'd want him to take that again.
Yeah, it's a great look for him. One they'll try and manufacture again. Those are the shots you want him to take.
You don't want to let him get into a rhythm from out there.
The Warriors have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. Curry against Bridges. Outside Kuminga. And he drives in. And Kuminga throws it down.
While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Butler against Bridges. And he's going for the oop here. And a big finish by Robinson.
Everyone loves the alley-oop play, B.A.
Yep, one of the prettiest in basketball. Here's Curry. Count the basket.
And Curry makes the floater look so sweet. You just assume that it's going in the minute he releases it.
Anunoby, a screen on Butler. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Anunoby's got 5 points.
You'd love to get the ball this close in every trip where you can almost just not miss.
Green, a screen from downtown, and Curry is good for 3.
Not sure there's such a thing as a bad 3 for Steph.
Well, Richard, with the relocations and the floor he covers, Curry is still an anomaly with his conditioning.
Oh, he's got an off-season program that would make other NBA stars tap out, including myself. His conditioning is amongst the best of all time. It wears on you as a defender.
Butler finds Kuminga. Outside, Green. Green with a screen on Hart. Outside Kuminga. The 3 is up. It's hauled in by Robinson. Knicks trail by 4. Here's Bridges. Finished off the break.
Pushing the pace, Bridges stays ahead of the fast break.
Golden State has gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Pass to post. Outside Kuminga. Outside for Green. 3-pointer. Drains the triple.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Anunoby, a screen on Butler. Here's Anunoby. Lets the 3 fly. Count it. All 3 of his attempts have gone in.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Now here's Curry. He's got 5. Green, a screen. Curry against Bridges. Green for 3. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Curry. Green's got 6.
Must have been too good to pass up because Green is kind of picky from the arc.
Anunoby, a screen on Butler. Butler with a steal. Offense is coming free and easy as we wrap up the first. The Warriors on top. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going so far for the Warriors.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
And I just love playing on teams like this, passing teams. You can tell they really like playing with each other, and hopefully they keep this up.
OG Anunoby out there with Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Josh Hart. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Bridges in at the 1. That's the 5 for New York right now. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Well, Coach Steve Kerr said of Jonathan Kuminga, we were trying really for a long time to get him to attack, get the ball in the paint and dunk it because he's unstoppable there. You just don't know when something's going to click, but it has clicked, and it's beautiful to see.
He has certainly found his lane, Allie. Thank you. And Grant, despite the Warriors' success over the last decade, it hasn't always been this way for this franchise.
Yeah, they didn't have many winning seasons before they got Steph, Clay, and Dre. And you know, BA, from 1978 to 2012, they made the playoffs just 6 times.
Obviously, this guy has a talent for scoring, able to problem solve for whatever the defense tosses at him.
Outside Anunoby. Oh, it's stolen by Butler. Curry looking it over. Outside for Green. Takes a 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Yeah, Green knows he has to act fast, so he wastes no time finding the shot.
Bridges misses. The Warriors lead by 6. It's tipped. Stolen by Bridges. Jacks up with 3. And there's the lob. Trying to go for a lob there. Excellent defense and anticipation to stop it. Hard against Butler. Pass to Curry. Oh, nice job in the paint from Curry.
And you're asking for trouble when you give Curry this positioning. He's so efficient down there.
Towns a screen on Butler. Bridges against Butler. And here's Bridges. 7 points in the game. 3 on the clock. Towns for 3. And the Knicks miss again. And the Warriors with possession. It's been 8 unanswered for them. And when we talk about players who impact winning, Draymond Green is high on that list, RJ.
And the amazing thing, his career scoring average is in the single digits. Draymond does it with his passing and directing the defense and gives his teams energy.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
There's a minute 59 left to play in the half. Oh, it's stolen by Towns. Bridges passes to Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Once he poked it away, you knew what was on his mind.
Now here's Green. He's got 9. Green with a screen on Bridges. Here's Curry. Oh, the soft touch. Stephen Curry.
On a night like tonight, Steph Curry is must-watch basketball. He can score from anywhere.
Doubled by Kuminga. Oh, got a piece of it. Hart passes to Robinson. No good. A bit long that time.
I rushed that one a little bit. Pretty clean look inside.
Pass to post. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And he buries the open 3 to cap the break. Anunoby's got 11 points.
I like what I saw on both ends that time. Hustling on defense to create some offense.
Oh, Curry, just nasty from downtown.
You knew it was coming because Steph, this man loves a good duel.
For 3, Bridges. And the rebound goes to the Warriors.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys. Their offense is looking like a well-oiled machine, getting any look they want.
Right about that. Seems like they haven't missed.
Now here's Bridges. He's got 7. 17 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Hart. Beyond the arc. Jimmy Butler with a rebound. In transition, here come the Warriors. And here's Curry for three. Nails it from three. He's got 18.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
Yeah, you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's roaming around the perimeter ready to fire.
Thanks, Allie. After the break, we'll see you right back here to begin quarter number 3. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Stephen Curry having a dominant impact in this game.
Yeah, they've done an amazing job of creating rooms to operate for him. And then, of course, executing.
I like how they came into this one with the game plan, and they're just going out and executing it. Terrific job.
Kicking off the second half, here's Steve Kerr's 5. Trace Jackson Davis out there with Moody. Then there's Brandon Pajemski. Then it's Buddy Hield. And it's Payton in at the 3, the small forward. And Brunson's got the ball here for the Knicks. Trailing by 13. Achua with a screen on Payton. They grab their own miss. Payton against Brunson. Achua with a screen on Payton. And here's Brunson from the arc. Offensive board. It's right on the wing. And the 3 off target. The Warriors lead by 13. On the wing, Payton. The 3 ball on target from range. RJ, does playing at a faster pace work the same in the regular season as it does in the playoffs?
Depends on the opponent. Teams that like to slow it down and can be methodical in the half court can make it a slugfest. You have to be ready for that.
I'll tell you, he is so tough to keep down once he gets near that rim.
Yeah, he can get up even a few notches higher. Here's Hield. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
As a larger guard, Hield can get up with the big boys.
Brunson taking his time here. Fires for 3. And it's Brunson again missing. The Warriors have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Here's Payton with the drive. Out to Hield. Outside Moody. The 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Look at Hield's unselfish approach. He's working to find everyone to look, not just himself.
Remember when people were questioning whether the Warriors were truly a dynasty, RJ?
I do, and that was erased for good with that championship run in 2022. I still think that is Steph's most important championship. That title cemented them as one of the all-time great teams of the last 50 years.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Ryan, the Warriors play a unique style predicated on passing and cutting off the ball. Stephen Curry said the main goal is to just force the defense to make as many decisions as you can. So with all that ball movement and body movement, they're going to mess up at some point. Ryan?
Well, it helps having a weapon like Stephen Curry. Thanks, Allie. Outside Moody from the arc. Here's Hield. Outside Payton. Pass to Moody. Another shot. Clock at 4. Payton passes to Moody.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Moody's got 5 points now this quarter.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Brunson. Again, the Knicks. Good for 2 more. The Warriors lead by 15.
Warriors lead 47-32.
Outside Hield. There's a minute 34 left in the third quarter. Outside Moody. Pass to Jackson Davis. Golden State needs to get off a shot. They set a pick. Hield fires from way outside. No good from outside.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Great teamwork on that drive, punctuated by a strong finish.
Yeah, that's nice execution, running with purpose and creating an easy scoring opportunity off the break.
Knicks trail by 13. Outside Brunson. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That's on Gary Payton II.
And you have to avoid getting too physical with Brunson because he'll get these calls.
Well, I don't think anyone predicted that Jalen Brunson would become the player he is today, Grant.
Yeah, that's for sure, B.A. Or he definitely wouldn't have been a second-round pick. He's a hard worker, a competitor, and an elite offensive player.
Moody misses.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. On the wing, Payton. Pass to Jackson Davis. Outside Moody for 3. Oh, the smooth 3 from Moody.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
Outside Brunson. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Now, B.A., you know they would love for him to get more of those opportunities.
Well, that would cut into the deficit quickly if he does. Got it up. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
Yeah, just shredding the defense with that feed. 0 chance to stop that.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may already be out of hand. We've got Mikal Bridges. Mitchell Robinson is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby, and it's Hart in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 for New York right now.
He had the right idea, just couldn't come up with the swipe.
And deflections, they're a stat that all teams track. They show who is the most active defensively.
That cuts the lead to single digits.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
Yep, that one's good. Curry's got 20 points.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Outside Anunoby. Clock at 6. Going inside. Here's Robinson. The rebound by Post. Post has got his 4th rebound in this one. Butler against Anunoby. Outside for Butler. The 3 is up. It's rebounded by New York. Here's Anunoby. Oh, Green with a block.
More of a positional defender. That time, Green sends it back.
About a minute and a half into the 4th now. Bridges against Butler. Shot clock at 5. Anunoby passes to Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
And he brings this game a little closer using a huge one-hand slam.
That's a great way to get your team back into it. Bridges against Curry. Outside, Green. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Curry. Curry's got 3 assists now in this one.
Something we don't see a lot from Green, a nice, focused jump shot.
Towns a screen on Butler. Outside Hart. Curry with a steal. It's a 3-on-3 fast break. Green, the pass to Curry. Ooh, a little luck that time as it drops. Curry's got 22. And now we'll get a perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Warriors.
Great heads-up defensive play tonight, creating offensive opportunities for themselves by forcing deflections.
And they've also been so active defensively, getting deflections, forcing turnovers, and scoring off of them.
Curry against Bridges. Inside. Pass to Green. And here's Curry. Shot clock at 6. Green with a screen on Bridges. Green finds Curry. Three-pointer. The Knicks pull it in. Robinson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Bridges. Banked it in off the glass.
Taking the hits and one-upping the D. That's Bridges.
The Warriors lead by 9. Outside Curry. There's a screen. Green with a screen on Bridges. Here's Curry. Oh, that was pure. He's got another one. Now 10 for 12.
Absolutely ruthless. He's not about to start showing mercy now.
This is what you expect from him, just coming alive and dominating in effortless fashion here in the 4th.
Nothing left to do but to watch the clock tick towards 0. Nice victory here for the Warriors.
In today's game, you need to shoot it well from 3. That was the difference maker.
Exactly. And the defense didn't rotate out quickly enough to disrupt their shooters.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Stephen Curry.
And he was getting buckets all night long, giving the defense that work.
59-50.
Floats one, and it's Curry laying it in. And the Warriors lead by 11.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
All road wins. They're just so sweet. They're just so sweet. You know why? Because they are so hard to come by.
Green finds Kuminga. Now here's Curry. Green with a screen on Bridges. Outside for Green. The 3. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. And here's Green from the arc. It's off. And so it's Golden State winning this one. Allie, thank you as always. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
action. On 2K. Now Golden State's starting 5. They've got Curry, Kuminga out there with Green. Then it's Butler. And it's Post in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for the 76ers, Tyrese Maxey out there with Paul George. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then there's Andre Drummond. And it's Embiid in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Oubre. And here are the Warriors now. There's the pick. And there's the call on Joel Embiid. That's his first foul. Hey, Brett, when you look at these teams, they have 2 of the deeper rosters in the NBA.
Well, we should recognize the front office doing just a great job, Kevin, of understanding that depth will win you championships and get you through a long season. They've done a great job of filling out these rosters with a ton of quality players.
George against Butler. Maxey with the screen on Butler. Here's George. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
You have to track Paul George all over the floor, a 3-level scorer, and he's going to come at you in multiple ways.
Green with a screen for Curry. Puts up a 3. Drills the three-pointer. Curry's got 5 now.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now, here's George. Pass to Embiid. And here is Drummond. That's in, coming off the assist from Embiid.
Yeah, Drummond's going to go right back up into that physical play, and he's still going to finish strong.
It seems likely that the Warriors' title run under Steph Curry, Brent, has probably come to a close.
I'm not going to count Steph Curry out quite yet, Kevin, but, you know, they have added some quality youngsters. They're trying to grow that group. How fast can they bring those kids along to championship caliber players? That's the big question. They're going to win their share of games.
Now here's Curry after the miss from Joel Embiid. From deep, Green. It's hauled in by George. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Maxey, and the layup's good off the glass.
And with how explosive Maxey is, he's not your average guard in the paint.
Green with a screen for Curry. Pass to Post. Green inside, defended by George. Green kicks to Kuminga. Just 5 on the clock. Green with a screen on Maxey. Back to Green, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation.
Sixers ball.
The 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Maxey. Curry with the steal, and with an update from the sidelines. Let's check in with David Aldridge.
Kevin, last season, Draymond Green got his three-pointer going again. He said, over the years, my shot took a dive. It was in large part because I couldn't get in and out of my hips. They were messed up. It was getting my movement patterns right. Kevin, my hips haven't been the same in years, but Draymond's are good. Now they've made him tough to deal with. Back to you.
Your hips are pretty good, David. I've always said your hip. Floor spacing, always critical. Good point, D.A. And it's the 76ers with the ball. The Warriors making the shot. Drummond finds Maxey. Bobbed up there for Drummond. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
He's got such good hands and good timing on that jump. Beautiful timing for the Drummond alley-oop.
Pass to Kuminga. They kick it out to Green. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Paul George. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Three-point lead. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
Better than most centers from the line. Embiid exceptional with his hand.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the 76ers?
So far, they've moved the ball well, leading to open, high-percentage looks. Lots of assists in this one.
Getting to the inside is really important, but it's how close you can get to the basket. It feels like these guys are all around the rim in their attack tonight.
Here's Post. It's hauled in by Edwards. Philadelphia with the ball. They've outscored him 10 points to 2 during this run. Embiid, no good. They time it right. They can end this quarter with a 2-for-1.
And that's how you want to end the quarters.
There's Kuminga, and Kuminga throws it down.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
Outside, George. Embiid with the screen on Butler. Pass to Embiid. Out to Edwards. Oubre outside. Unloads. Here's Embiid. Back to Edwards. Three-pointer. Buries it from three-point range.
Yeah, here's a list of things I don't want to do, and right at the top is guard that guy.
Kuminga sets a screen for Curry. Outside, Kuminga got it up. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Philadelphia with their lead standing. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take so far on Philadelphia?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, you don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
Edwards is out there with Embiid. Then there's Maxey. Then there's Oubre. And it's George in at the 2. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. This team has handed a lot of responsibility to Tyrese Maxey. But Greg, he's lived up to it.
And has grown very well into his role with the team. Shown that he can be a scorer all over the floor. Amazing to think how far he's come in such a short amount of time.
George dishes to Oubre. Back to George. In the corner, it's Oubre. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 3 assists in the game. Warriors trail by 10. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Green against Edwards. Over in the corner, Kuminga. Over Maxey. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And we've got a timeout called by Steve Kerr. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guy. Philadelphia leading by 10. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Count that bucket.
And Maxey's guys encourage him to attack whenever he can because his first step is so explosive.
Now here's Curry. 5 points in the game. They kick it out to Green. But Trey, it's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
George against Butler. George passes to Embiid. Embiid powers it down.
And you do not want to be on the receiving end of that. Embiid throwing it down with some funk.
Green with a screen on George. Over in the corner, Kuminga. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Kuminga's got 5. Over the course of a season, each team takes on a certain personality. Brent, do coaches try to shape that personality based on their roster?
Well, Kevin, it's a great question, and I think the best coaches in our league adapt to the personality of the team as it starts to formulate throughout the season. You lean in to what guys naturally are. Some success comes with that.
Here's Curry. Paul George making his last shot. Kuminga kicks to Curry. Paul George with the steal. And here's the fast break. Maxey leading the way.
And what a finish by Maxey with that contact. That took a lot of guts.
This is his second trip to the free throw line.
And I know he was pleased with his foul shooting last year. How about 87% from the line?
Kuminga, screen on George. Curry. Curry gets inside and lays it in.
Now, there's some easy offense there. Keep finding looks in that area, and their shooting percentages tonight are going to be off the charts.
Now, here's George. Defense right on him. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Butler. At the top of the key, Curry. Outside, Kuminga. And the foul called on Edwards. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Knocked loose. And Edwards with a clear path to the basket. And another turnover here by Philadelphia.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
And here's Curry, who brings it up for the Golden State Warriors. 11-point game. They kick it out to Green. Outside, Kuminga. Lays it up off the glass. Kuminga's got it back down to within single digits for the Warriors. All right, Brent, quickly. First thing that comes to your mind when you think of Jonathan Kuminga.
Physicality, Kevin. I mean, this guy is so dominant athletically that Jonathan Kuminga is a presence out on the floor. If he continues to put himself in the situations where he can put his body on guys and play fearlessly, his game is going to continue to go up.
Now here's Curry. He's got 7. There's a screen. Pass to post. Shot clock at 3, and that's 2 points on the layup. Post has got his second bucket.
And a better box out saves them 2 points there.
It didn't seem like anybody was really aware there to go and collect that rebound in the possession.
Here's Embiid. 6 points for him. George dishes to Oubre. Shot clock at 6. Philadelphia needs to get a shot off. Here's Green. The shot's good on the assist by Butler.
The assist goes to
now just a 5-point 76ers lead. Oubre, no one around it. Oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
What a grand finale to the half. Great shot from distance to give his team the momentum right before the buzzer.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. You have to like what we're seeing from Tyrese Maxey.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
And you want these kind of nights where you can start to see those openings before they happen.
So with Butler sitting on the bench, here's the group that Steve Kerr has on the floor. Gary Payton II is out there with Moody. Then there's Buddy Hield. Then it's Trace Jackson-Davis. And it's Podziemski in at the 1. Here's Podziemski. Hield outside. Golden State moving the ball around. Now the 76ers on the break. Here's Grimes. And he drives in. Count that one. Grimes Grimes has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the 76ers. Hield outside. Out to Payton. Takes the three. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Here's Walker. And he gets it to go. And it's a 12-point Philadelphia lead.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Pajemski with it, guarded by Walker. Back to Pajemski. Pass to Moody. Here's Hield. Payton from outside. That one, no good. Here's Bona. And it's blocked. They retain possession. Here's Grimes. He's defended by Pajemski. Grimes passes to Yabusele. Yes, that goes in. Yabusele's got his first basket.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Hey, Kevin. This summer, we saw the NBA break up its draft into 2 days. The next idea, a big... break between the draft and the start of free agency. The common thread is giving front offices more time to strategize around these highly consequential decision periods in the NBA calendar. Kevin?
Interesting, DA. Thank you. And so Steve Kerr calls for the timeout. He wants a minute here to get things straightened out with his team. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Pajemski. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
You have to credit the aggressiveness offensively because that's when you make a play when you really need it.
Drummond's checked in for the 76ers. Walker the pass to Yabusele. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
Hield outside. Pass to Moody. Fires the three. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Moody's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Lobbed up there for Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Drummond, a huge target rolling to the rim.
Hield outside. To the wing right side. Moody finds Payton. Back to Moody. Clock at 6. Payton in the corner. Misses the three. Philadelphia leading by 11. 1:16 left in the third. Jackson Davis with it. Still yet to score. They set the screen. Payton attacking. Back to Jackson Davis. Now Moody. And a deep three from Hield. Andre Drummond grabs the miss. They're running. That's a two-pointer from Walker. Finished off the break. Walker's got 6 in the quarter.
Now this is when the game slows down for a big man like Andre Drummond. He can make those kind of plays.
Pass to Moody. Payton with the screen. Now, here's Moody. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Grimes in the corner. Drummond with it. And stolen by Payton. Got it off in time. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got Paul George. Andre Drummond is out there with Oubre. Then there's Maxey. And it's Embiid in at the 5 down low. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Now here is George. Following the miss by Draymond Green. Embiid with the screen on Kuminga. And George kicks to Maxey. George with the screen on Curry. On pass to George. That one misses.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, you can see when it's that close, players reacting. Just, oh, man, we just missed that one. Maybe they'll get another chance at it.
Here's the screen. Curry with it. Now defended by Embiid. Golden State needs to get off a shot. Butler way outside. From beyond the arc and then some. Butler's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Warriors. And it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. He's not taking any chances. He wants to huddle him up right away. And the 76ers making a change here. Edwards has checked in. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
Hey, guys. During the last timeout, I listened to Nick Nurse talk to his team. He told his players, I love the energy right now. You look like you're having fun out there. Keep playing for each other because our chemistry looks great right now. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Now, here's Kuminga. After the miss from Tyrese Maxey. And an intentional foul right there.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
First team foul.
Butler on the wing. Edwards defending. Curry dishes to Kuminga. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Sixers ball.
The 76ers leading by 10. Up top, Maxey. Guarded by Curry. Outside, George. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering.
Review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Now here's Kuminga. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Guys, a good chance for them to slow it down.
Yeah, they definitely should use some clock here.
Embiid sets the pick for Maxey. To the inside. Butler with the steal. Green with the ball. Picked up by Edwards. Pass to post. Golden State moving it around. Kuminga against Maxey. And Kuminga gets it to go.
Yeah, that's one way to get back into this game. Keep getting him the ball and let him make the shots.
Maxey sets a screen for George. Pass to Embiid. Can they get it? Physical play by Embiid inside.
And showcasing that overwhelming strength. Embiid is so skilled at finishing over the aggressive defense.
Green with a screen on George. Down low. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut back down to 8. An important basket there from Draymond Green.
There are only a few players who can hit a teammate like that in stride. Beautiful assist.
Now here's Kuminga. Pass to post. Back to Butler. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. This game looks like they've got it just about wrapped up.
Yeah, just got to work that clock and take care of the ball.
From deep, George. The rebound by Post. Here's Golden State. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. The shot by Butler, nobody around. It's in! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Man, no question. Jimmy Butler all the way.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Left side, Maxey. And he converts the layup. And the 76ers lead by 7.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
And Curry, here we go. It's good! George up top. Off with the layup. Now a timeout called by Golden State. They're down by 5. Here's what's your take?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
Now a timeout called by Golden State. 1 second left in the fourth. Guys, what do you think?
And a little late to implement a plan B. This game is a wrap.
Well, I'm going to use the cliche here. You can't take your timeouts with you, so they're going to use it.
So the 76ers win it. Probably. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me and top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out the freak beat back. And let me see, let it
We've got quite the matchup in store tonight, Doris. Two conference rivals set to clash once again.
And BA, there's typically a little bit of chippiness because it is clear these two teams don't like each other, and you and I are here for all of it.
Now, New York starting five. We've got Mitchell Robinson, OG Anunoby out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Mikal Bridges, and it's Hart in at the two-guard spot.
You've got to be aware and stay attached to Mikal Bridges beyond that arc. This guy dangerous as a shooter.
Now here's George. Pass to Edwards. Takes the three. Gets the three ball to go.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Bridges against Edwards. Towns for three. Rebound by Philadelphia. Back to Maxey. And now just over a minute played here in the first. Here's Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Yeah, smart play there by Maxey. Opening things up for someone with the pick and roll.
Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, BA, and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped. And just a huge exclamation point on that finish. Embiid never turns down an opportunity to intimidate the opponent.
Kicks it out, Towns. Outside Anunoby. Towns, a screen on Oubre. Anunoby passes to Towns. Back to Anunoby. Clock at 2. Over Oubre. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Towns on a screen. And he's going for the oop here. Up high and down it goes on the lob.
Yeah, you love to see Towns mix it up a little bit. Gets his team a bucket on the second chance.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse, and we discussed Mikal Bridges. Coach said Mikal creates a lot of problems with his movement off the ball. He keeps the defense on its toes. You can't allow him to get into a rhythm. And he also praised Bridges' on-ball defense. He'll be the focus of their game plan tonight. Brian?
Appreciate the report, Allie. Bridges finds Towns. Back to Bridges. From outside the arc. Edwards pulls it in.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
George against Hart. Oh, Robinson with a block.
Well, no easy buckets with Mitchell Robinson in the vicinity. Sends that back with authority.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Robinson, a screen on Edwards. Oh, there's the alley. And a big finish by Robinson.
You've got to have a great sense of timing on the alley-oop pass. Fantastic finish by Mitchell Robinson.
Doris, you talk about the bounciest big men in the association. Mitchell Robinson's on the short list.
Come on now, this guy is a game changer as a lob threat and rim protector. He's grown up so much in terms of avoiding foul trouble, and he's putting in the work on the offensive end. Mitchell Robinson is a big-time player.
Philadelphia leading by 4. Pass to Embiid. A minute 15 left to play in the first quarter. Edwards for 3. They get it again. Goes back up. And the shot's off. 1 for 2 in this one. Knicks trail by 4. Bridges with it. Guarded now by George. Anunoby on the wing. Now here's Towns. Towns on a screen. Hart passes to Towns. Soft touch off the glass. Towns has got his second basket of the night.
That to me is about Karl Anthony Towns carving out position on the interior. Such a pretty play.
Embiid, a screen on Anunoby. Left side, Edwards. Puts up a 3. And Anunoby pulls it down. The Knicks have gone 4 of 9 in this one so far. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. From the wing, and the basket by Bridges. Bridges has got 5 points.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
By himself, and it's Towns with the power finish.
Transition basketball, the most reliable way to generate easy looks.
The very definition of quality transition offense. If it can end at the cup, it's exactly where you want it.
Well, good. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. All right, guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
It's simple. When you can protect the rim the way they have, it's a big advantage.
Total intimidation that first period. That is what has helped power them to this early lead.
So here are the 5 for New York as they start the second. Mikal Bridges is out there with Josh Hart. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Towns in at the 4 slot.
He came out today planning to do as much damage from three-point range as possible. Well, it looks like it's time to change up the plan, guys.
Guys, that is what you call 2 physical, hard-earned points from Karl Anthony Towns. Go ahead and embrace that contact.
That one falls.
Good execution. They're getting some short-range looks here.
Well, Grant, all the high hopes Knicks fans have had in recent years, they have finally come to fruition.
Yeah, it really was good to see the Knicks have a great campaign last year. From the players to the coaches to the front office and the fans. They've pressed all the right buttons.
Starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. And George with the jam.
The speed in transition. Paul George is dynamic in space.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Brian, the Sixers' 2 stars make a great pairing. Maxey said of Embiid, since I was a rookie, he's had the ultimate faith and believed in me. And Embiid said of Maxey, he's something else. Always smiling with the same energy. Good games, bad games, always the same. People like that set the tone for everybody else. Brian?
That's a good call, Allie. Thank you.
This is a case where it's just the pure strength of Paul George, able to fight through contact so well on these shots.
All right, guys, what do you think so far on the offensive approach for the 76ers?
Well, great play down low. I mean, you expect the defense to adjust, collapse maybe, but that should open up things on the perimeter later in the game.
And their assist total, also impressive early, creating with the pass and playing for teammates.
Right now, firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, there's a nice flow to this offense right now.
Edwards for 3. Hart pulls it in.
I think he's gone completely dry. Nothing is hitting.
Then this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Fast break, Philadelphia. And here's Oubre from the arc. It's hauled in by Robinson. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. They trail by 3. All right, for those just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second. Outside Anunoby. Can they get it? The rebound by Embiid. Embiid's got 5 rebounds in the game. And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Outside Maxey. And the 3-pointer goes. Maxey's got 5.
And just so good at playing at high speed. Maxey gets the ball and takes the fast shot.
Towns a screen on George. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. Eldor, since he was traded out of Phoenix, Mikal Bridges' scoring numbers have skyrocketed. Why is that?
Well, number one, he's worked hard to develop his skill on the offensive end. He came in as a 3-and-D guy, but what he's proven is he can handle the basketball, he can initiate action. You'll love the work ethic that went into that.
He put a little flair on that one.
Yes, he did. Man, he's a strong finisher, huh? Embiid passes to George. Back to Embiid. The kick out to Maxey. And stolen by Bridges. Here's Hart. Finished off the break.
You know, guys, that's the selfless attitude of Mikal Bridges. So willing to give it up to an open guy.
Edwards finds George. A minute 20 left in the first half of basketball. Edwards for three. It's rebounded by New York. Towns down low. Guarded by Edwards. And Anunoby for three. Sends it home from three-point land. And it's now just a one-point Philadelphia lead. Embiid a screen on Bridges. And Maxey, here we go. And he dunks it down.
Well, Maxey is an elite shooter. Tyrese is at his best using his speed going downhill.
Towns a screen on Oubre. Outside Hart. Shoots over Maxey. Hart can't hit.
Well, defenses are content to give up the mid-range, right? It's not the high percentage restricted area or the three. You can see they're prepared to give up that shot.
Outside Maxey. Pass to Embiid. 6 to shoot. Oh, Robinson with a block. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Bridges. And it's Bridges with the jam.
Well, quick transition has Bridges positioned perfectly. Puts the nice finish on the transition opportunity.
Maxey attacking. And he says right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
And a pretty tightly contested game here as we hit. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Without question, Tyrese Maxey displaying all his skills today.
Through the first two quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
We've got Walker, and it's Drummond in at the center position. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. 76ers on D. 3-point lead, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here.
You see his active hands knocking that pass out of bounds.
Well, that's what you call a game of inches. They talk about it in football. We see it right there.
Fast break, Philadelphia. Here's Walker. The shot, no good. Knicks trail by 3. Achua with it, and Walker picks him up defensively for the tie. And there's Brunson. That one's good. On the assist by Achua. Brunson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Grimes. Pounded by Wright. All right, Doris, you think this heliocentric style of play can lead to championship success?
Brian, this is such a big-time question, and I think a difficult one to answer. By heliocentric, we mean that the best player on your team is making up a greater percentage of the usage, meaning the ball is in their hands more. What that has led to are some of the most efficient offenses in the history of the game. But does it lead to championships? That is the answer to the question we all seek.
That's their plan, to get him an opportunity to finish in tight. That's a miss they can live with.
Throw it down on the lob.
A great read between those two guys. The defense didn't stand a chance, B.A.
These two teammates right here, Grant, they are connected. Outside Walker. Second shot opportunity. Here's the 3. That one's in there. Drummond with the assist. Walker's got 5.
Boy, you love to see this level of awareness from a big like Drummond. How about that feed to his teammate?
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him. With the score this tight, you cannot take a chance here. Drummond to screen on Wright. And he lobs it up to the rim. Blows the alley-oop. The Knicks have gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. Doris, it's hard to believe the Knicks title drought has gone on for over 50 years now.
Oh, that fan base is just dying for an opportunity to win the championship. And here's the thing, B.A., what I love about that fan base, through all the years where the Knicks struggled, on any given night, that building is as electric as any in the league. Well, the touch and the focus, what a pretty move in the lane.
Brunson surveys. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. The Sixers lead by 3. Here's Yabusele, and there's the drive, and he jams it home with authority.
Well, not exactly one of those big, burly power forwards, right? He depends on his leaping ability more than those guys, and it serves him just fine.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Here's Grimes, hounded by Wright. Drummond, and Drummond with the jam.
Boy, the defense has no answer for Andre Drummond. That's what we call emphatic finish.
They set the pick. Outside Brunson, and he's going for the lob.
Smooth finish off a terrific feed.
Man, the timing and execution couldn't have been any better right there. Drummond, the screen on Wright. Grimes, the pass to Drummond. Unable to get that one. And Brunson's got the ball here for New York. It's a 3-point game. To the inside. Hey, great communication on the lob.
That is Jalen Brunson showing you how to operate as the ball handler in pick and roll. What a pretty assist.
Drummond, the screen on Wright. Drives to the hoop. It's stolen by Wright. It's a one-on-one situation. Oh, a flawless finish on the lob. And the Knicks lead by 1.
How about that well-timed drop-off? Jalen Brunson just knows where to put the basketball.
Out left to the wing. The kick out to Walker. There's a screen. Pass to Grimes. 5 on the clock. And he banks in the layup. Grimes has gotten his first points in this one. Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity.
Brunson against Walker. Now Brunson launches a 3. Misses the 3. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we've still got a close one. Philadelphia on top. They're up. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver. And he did just that.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth. Josh Hart is out there with Mikal Bridges. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby. And it's Robinson in at the 5, down low. Doris, we've heard Paul George get a lot of praise from the next generation of NBA talent.
We sure have. And it's easy to see why, Brian. This guy is fundamentally sound. He does a little bit of everything. Can shoot with range, can get off the bounce. His game is so polished and smooth, worthy of emulation.
George against Bridges. Oh, George with a steal. And now the Sixers on the break. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
You have to be a fan of the energy they've played with on the defensive end. Active hands and feet, and it's come up big a few times for them.
And their fast break has also been a key metric in this one. They have had a significant advantage in transition over the course of this game.
And he lobs it up, and stolen by Edwards. Oubre passes to Embiid. To the paint. Here's George. And the jam by George.
Boy, you have to love his demeanor today. Paul George has been dialed in, nothing distracting him.
Anunoby, a screen on George. Three-pointer, Bridges. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 7 tonight. And they're dialed in offensively.
Sure are. Staying in attack mode and at the same time playing under control.
Edwards, a pass to Maxey. Back to Edwards. Oh, stolen by Anunoby. Hart from long range. Drops in the 3.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Now here's George. The kick out to Edwards. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. It's Bridges on the wing. George defending. Anunoby, a screen on George. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Let's go with a 3. The rebound by Embiid.
He had more than enough room to hit that. Just couldn't make it happen.
Edwards, a pass to Embiid. Oh, it's stolen by Towns. Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Pass to Anunoby. Robinson, a screen on Oubre. Clock at 6. Anunoby for 3. Knocks it down from distance. Anunoby's got 6 points in the quarter.
You can see that OG Anunoby wants the opportunity to deliver in a big moment and does.
George drives in. And the jam by George.
This team counts on George to deliver points. His consistency under pressure is key to their offense.
Robinson, a screen on Oubre. Anunoby for 3. Offensive board. Towns passes to Robinson. Back to Towns. Pass to Anunoby. Robinson, a screen on Oubre. Anunoby for 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. George scanning the floor. 1:24 left in the fourth quarter of this one. The rebound by Bridges. Knicks trail by 4. Right side, Anunoby. Towns, a screen on Embiid. Anunoby for 3. He buries it from 3.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Edwards finds George. Right wing. Here's Embiid. And it's New York with a rebound.
And this is a shot he can definitely make, and the defense not a factor at all.
Bridges against Maxey. And he lobs it up top. George with a steal. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Edwards, a pass to Maxey. Here's Embiid. Maxey on the wing. The Sixers again can't hit, and will have a timeout called by Tom Thibodeau. And Coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. All right, guys, how do you see him managing the next possession?
This is where your coaching is so important. They need a really good play now.
Well, this is a chance to take the lead, so you've got to draw the play to make it happen.
Bridges feeling it out a little bit. Robinson, a screen on George.
Yes! Great teamwork and great timing.
Oh, spectacular play. And so it's Nick Nurse calling timeout here. The pressure is on, and he's got a plan to share with his guys. How do you think this is going to play out?
And there's not enough time to catch and shoot, so they'll have to tip it in off the inbound pass.
Embiid. And so the big win by New York in a tight game. And this was an emotional win for them, no doubt about it.
So the New York starting five. They've got Karl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart out there with Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby, and it's Robinson in at the center, filling out the middle. And for Golden State, Stephen Curry's out there with Butler. Then there's Moody. Then there's Draymond Green, and it's Post in at the center. And Richard, these teams both look to impose their will on the backboard.
Kevin, that battle inside is not for the faint of heart. A little furniture moving inside, if you know what I mean. That's just part of it.
Bridges with the board. And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for New York. To the middle. Trying to find Towns. Gets it to him. Towns sets the pick for Anunoby. There's the lob to Towns. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And look at the explosion from the big fella. Towns' game oozes athleticism.
Green with a screen for Curry. Pass to Moody. Shoots the three. Curry can't get it to go. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And the Warriors making a change here. Kuminga's checked in, and the shot goes down.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Robinson pulls it in. RJ, with how well Curry continues to play, I'm not sure his three-point record will ever be broken.
It's going to be tough to do. But even if it does, I think Steph will still be regarded as the best shooter we have ever seen, simply because how he changed the game.
And up the court come the Warriors on the break. Kuminga with a wide-open look. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot.
And the defense scattered all over the place on the break. Nice job finding the wide-open three.
Anunoby is screen on Butler. Bridges against Butler. The kick out to Anunoby. 6 on the shot clock. It's Robinson, top of the key. The Warriors pull it in.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
For New York, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Robinson, a screen on Butler. Lobbed up there for Robinson. Hammers the alley-oop through.
The defense got crossed up, and Bridges takes advantage with that pass.
Stolen by Robinson. Pass to Hart. Outside Robinson. Here's Anunoby, guarded by Curry. Anunoby kicks to Bridges. Just 4 to shoot. New York needs to get off a shot. And they turn over the 24-second buzzer, signaling the shot clock violation.
Basketball.
Warriors trail by 3. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, I talked with head coach Steve Kerr, and they're focused on limiting one of the best shooting bigs ever in Karl Anthony Towns. Now, Coach said earlier, Towns is a machine on the offensive end. They'll try to make Cat into a passer, get the ball out of his hands. We'll see if they can accomplish that. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Break since reaching 5 consecutive NBA Finals. The Warriors have missed the playoffs 3 of the past 5 years.
And to be fair, they did go 46-36 last season. They were 10 games over 500 last year. So they weren't a bad team, but Golden State doesn't just expect to be in the play-in. They want to be a contender.
Bridges for 3. Another shot, and Robinson with the layup. Robinson's got 6.
And you know what? He doesn't mind getting his hands dirty when it comes to really fighting on the backboard.
A really good start for him overall. He's already having a big impact on this game.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, when he gets engaged this early in the game, it's bad news for the defense. He can roll this start throughout the rest of the game.
Anunoby finds Robinson. Now Towns. Drives to the hoop, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And I'll tell you, offense comes really easy to Big Cat.
34 seconds left in the first quarter. Green with a screen for Curry. They kick it out to Green. Butler on the way. Back to Green. A three ball. Good, and Butler gets the assist. And it's all knotted up.
Green's floor stretching ability, one of the things that makes this offense so dynamic.
Butler. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Anunoby outside. This one for three. Nice defense from Kuminga. Up in time. And that one released in time, but no good. It's a tie game in the Bay Area. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
In this league, it is so hard scoring in the half court, so you have to run every time you get the opportunity.
Jonathan Kuminga out there with Green. Then there's Jimmy Butler. Then it's Curry. And it's Post in at the center. That's the Warriors' 5. And so Curry will bring it up for the Warriors. Green with a screen on Bridges. Outside, Green. Curry looking it over. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Curry's gone 2 of 5 from the floor. And Towns the bucket on the assist by Bridges. Towns has got 6.
And he also brings the hustle to the table. Towns doesn't wait when the break is on. He's quick to get up the court.
And the basket by Curry.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
Richard, one thing you don't see Mikal Bridges do is miss games. He is always out there.
I think it would take a lot to make him sit out of a game. He is committed to being there for his team. It's so impressive.
And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Just 5 on the clock. And the dunk by Towns.
And how about the agility of Towns? Cutting with purpose there after setting the screen. Great display of his basketball IQ.
Curry goes in and gets it.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Bridges passes to Towns. Offline with his 3. Warriors have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Kuminga, no good. New York trailing. Anunoby outside. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Well, when a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
You gotta blow the whistle when it's that obvious. Great call there by the official.
They set the pick. It's Curry outside. Everything's within Curry's range.
I mean, the range is just unreal. Curry can make even the toughest shots look easy.
Bridges kicks to Hart. Towns sets the pick for Hart. New York, no good that time either.
A bit of pride at stake, trying to get that last 3 ball back, but couldn't get it to fall.
Here's Butler. Butler hammering it home.
Using his strength and athleticism, plays like this from Butler just motivates his team.
Curry against Hart. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line. Richard, we know how hard the game is to play, but I think we also know how hard the game is to officiate.
I agree, Kevin. I think the one thing about basketball is that it's constant movement. There are plays happening all around the referees. It's not like football where every 45 seconds you run another play. In 45 seconds, you could have had a different 5 or 6 possessions. That puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the referees.
Bridges against Butler. Towns down low. Pass to Robinson. And finished off by Robinson.
Oh, what a feed right there. Towns' vision is really off the charts.
Bridges against Curry. .133 left now here in the second. A floater. Curry gets inside and lays it in.
This is what Curry does best. He is so creative at getting into rhythm and staying hot.
Hart against Curry. Hart, no good. Warriors leading by 3. Curry with it. 14 points for him. 51 seconds left to play here in the half. Green with a screen for Butler. Back to Green. Lets the 3 fly. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Hart. Out to Bridges. Pass to Towns. Lobbed up there for Robinson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Towns.
There's one for the low light. Wow. I'm not sure who messed up the pass, but look, somebody did.
Curry against Bridges. Puts up a deep 3. Curry can't get it to go. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And I like what he did at the line a season ago. How about 81%?
He can't hit that time. And that'll do it for the first half. Game time. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
22.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. One guy who's been getting it done so far, Stephen Curry.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And you love that mindset he has going at the rim. He hasn't settled for anything, and he's been the aggressor all game long.
And New York, looking at who they've got. They've got P.J. Tucker, Jalen Brunson out there with Wright. And then there's Precious Achiuwa. And it's Akporti in at the 5, roaming the paint. Here's Podziemski. Up and in on the layup. Podziemski's got the game tied up here for the Warriors.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
And the ball out of play. The Warriors will inbound.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
The Warriors shooting with confidence, 50% from the field so far. It didn't take long for Podziemski to establish himself as an elite charge taker.
The funny thing about the game of basketball is that some things can't be taught. Pods clearly has the it factor when it comes to the timing that it takes to draw charges. He can steal a few possessions for you every single game.
Here's Moody, and the slam by Moody.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Here's Pajemski. Brunson covering. Pajemski on the wing. Here's Moody, and the slam by Moody. 7 lead changes now, and we're just in the third quarter.
It's frustrating for a coach, but it's great to watch as a fan.
To the paint. The kick out to right. There's a screen by Achua. Pass to Hukporti. Here's Brunson. Here's Hukporti. Jackson Davis defending.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Now Moody launches it. Drains the three-pointer. Moody's got 7.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
I've been on the edge of my seat courtside. Man, this has been a barn burner.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Payton against Brunson. Pass to Hukporti. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
This is his first chance at the line tonight. And so he makes both from the line. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. Here's Pajemski. Brunson covering.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And it's Gary Payton the second with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Now Brunson. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
Just lost his head out there. And what happened if you're pushing a little too hard?
That's going to draw a whistle every time down the floor. Not even close to being a legal screen.
That's a very avoidable turnover. You gotta focus on the details.
Pajemski, and he's good on the 3-ball. He has 7. A great competitive game so far.
And from the look of it, this one could go right down to the wire.
Brunson down the lane. 1:22 left in the third. Fires the 3. Doesn't get it to drop for him. The Warriors lead it. Here's Pajemski. And it's Jalen Brunson with the rebound. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Knicks. Lets it go with the 3. It's hauled in by Jackson Davis. The Warriors have gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. Moody the pass to Heel. There's a good screen. Back to Moody. 5 to shoot. Pass to Pajemski. Here's Jackson Davis. No good from outside.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Pajemski. He has 7. Off target at the rim. Now here's Brunson. He got it up, and it's blocked. And we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
And for the defense, it's so tough to guard a big man with that kind of court vision and dime dropping ability.
3/10 quarters behind us. One more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the fourth. Green is out there with Moses Moody. Then it's Curry. Then it's Butler. And it's Post in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the group out there for Golden State. And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. And that timeout by coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Kuminga's come in for the Warriors. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Thanks, guys. I listened to Tom Thibodeau talking to his team during the break. Now, Coach was still pretty positive. He told his guys a handful of shots completely changes this game. Just a few good minutes, and we're right there. Back to you guys.
Thank you, David. Curry is inside. He's against Bridges, and Green gets it to go.
Yeah, Green knows he has to act fast, so he wastes no time finding the shot.
Bridges finds Anunoby.
Incredible reverse throwdown. Excellent body control.
And guys, I'd even go as far to say that was a punctuation dunk. Back to Curry. Here's Post. A three-pointer off the mark. New York trailing. And now here comes Robinson in the break. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Instant classic, fellas. This one could come right down to the last shot.
Curry kicks to Kuminga. Curry with it. Bridges covering. Green, the screen. On the wing, Green. There's Kuminga. It's rebounded by Anunoby. The Knicks have gotten all three of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Here's Bridges. Great D that time from Green. Golden State's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Inside. Post misses the shot. The Knicks shooting 61% from the field, showing some marvelous touch out there. Bridges for three. An absolute bomb from three-point range. Bridges has got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks. Green with a screen on Bridges. Curry against Bridges. Green with a screen for Curry. Shot to stop the run. Butler feeling out of it. They kick it out to Green. And the Warriors miss again.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Robinson a screen on Curry. Here's Bridges. Curry with the rebound. They kick out to Anunoby. Driving inside. Robinson. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
Just a textbook lead pass right there, putting it right where it needed to be.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Oh, they've been punishing the inside defense consistently in this one. Look, it's been a very productive area of the floor for them.
And another stat that they've excelled at is points off assists. They're moving the ball around and creating great looks for one another.
1:32 left in the game. Robinson a screen on Butler. Bridges against Butler. To the middle. Here's Robinson. Hefty move. He takes it up and lays it in. And the Knicks lead by 7.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
This is what you expect from him, just coming alive and dominating in effortless fashion here in the fourth. When it is crunch time and you've got Stephen Wardell Curry, the game plan is simple. Get him the ball. 58
seconds left in the fourth quarter. Anunoby Anunoby in the corner. It's stolen by Kuminga. Outside Butler.
When things are tight, Butler just seems to step his game up. Tremendous score here in the clutch.
Bridges against Butler. Bridges left side. Can't hit from the elbow.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Green with a screen for Butler. They kick it out to Green. Back to Butler. Shot clock at 5. Here's Post. Oh, and he got it to go.
Guys, that's one for the highlight reel. They needed a...
And regulation now complete. We will go to overtime. And we'll be back with you right after this. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime. And here is Bridges. We've got Butler. Green is out there with Kuminga. And it's Curry. And it's Post in at the 5 down low. Pass to Bridges. Goes back up. It's rebounded by Curry. And it's Curry with the ball, bringing it up for the Warriors to take the lead. Rebounded by Hart. Hart's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And it's slammed in by Bridges.
Just nobody stopping Bridges from finishing the break. He's just too much.
Bridges against Curry. They kick it out to Green. Over in the corner, Kuminga. And Kuminga throws it down.
You love how each side has risen to the challenge throughout this one.
Man, this has been a fun one, but look, who doesn't love a high-scoring game?
Bridges finds Hart. Out to Bridges. And Bridges jams it in.
That is the kind of stuff you only see in video games. Come on, Mikal.
The Warriors trailing. Green with a screen on Bridges. Here's Curry. Curry makes it look easy, doesn't he?
And challenging the bigger defender coming through in the biggest moment.
You love the relentlessness. Wasn't going to give up a chance for a big play.
Bridges attacking. Here's Robinson. The rebound by Post. Post has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Green with a screen for Curry to take the lead. They kick it out to Green. Back to Curry. Shot clock at 6. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's going to go on Josh Hart.
Gotta respect his shooting and passing. Curry able to move defenders and create fouls.
And so he drops them both. It's a 2-point ball game.
In a tight game, he is exactly who he wanted at the line.
Hart kicks to Anunoby. At the Hart. Bridges, right side. Over Butler. Bridges misses. Curry with it. Green with a screen for Curry. Golden State needs to get off the shot. Launches a 3. They get it back, and he commits the intentional foul. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And thanks to his good work at the line there, now we have a 2-possession ball game.
Anunoby has the open look. Good! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
He knew what they needed here and was determined to deliver.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Second one is good. Being both at the line, and it's a three-point game.
The last make was huge. Now, realistically, the worst-case scenario for them is OT.
Here's Anunoby. Towns, the pass to Robinson. Now Bridges. No good there. So it's a narrow victory for the Warriors, pulling up. All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Richard Jefferson, great.
But eventually, I'll get there.
I'm a tiger on the loose, I'm a menace in the booth, I'm the medicine you're afraid to take. I'm the gasoline and nut and the devil in your gut that you're fighting just to keep it fake. Kinda like the view with the dice and me, top down with the rims and gold. So baby, pour me a drink, I'm gonna let out
Time to get into it. Here are the 5 for Philadelphia. Edwards out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Paul George. Then it's Maxey. And it's Oubre in at the 3. And for the Warriors, Draymond Green is out there with Jonathan Kuminga. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then there's Butler. And it's Post in at the 5. Curry. And how much fun is it to watch these guys move the basketball, Clark?
Well, they've got 2 main ingredients. One, you've got to have a system that demands unselfishness, and then you need players that are willing to play unselfishly, and they've got both of those things.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
George with it. Kuminga defends. Here's Maxey. The kick out to Edwards. Pass to Embiid. From behind the arc. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
For his size, Embiid shouldn't be this good from range. I mean, that just speaks to his raw talent.
Curry against George. Outside for Butler. Fires the 3. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Curry.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
Curry against Maxey. Kicks it to George. Six on the shot clock. Maxey with a screen on Kuminga. Nice shot by George.
PG-13, using that length inside.
Well, Grant, you often hear about how smooth Paul George's game is.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Young players can learn a lot by watching his footwork. His timing, his ability to find the space he needs, it's just tremendous.
Drive by Curry. Left side Kuminga. Offensive board. Maxey against Curry. From deep. Pure from three-point range.
It looks easy, effortless. Curry, natural from long range.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Steve Kerr gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. The biggest focus on the defensive end, the big man, Joel Embiid. Coach telling me that they've talked a lot about how to defend Embiid. They have a great film session on it, but at the end of the day, he said Joel is a monster down low, so there's only so much you can do. It'll be fun watching the process do his thing tonight, guys.
Okay, thanks, Allie. Now Philadelphia with it. 4-point game. Embiid, a screen on Butler. Pass to Embiid. And it's Jimmy Butler with the foul. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
So it's Philadelphia now. Here's George. Shot clock at 6. From 13. Warriors with the rebound. Outside Butler. Outside Curry. Pass to Post. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. Not there.
And it's Maxey missing. Now the Warriors with it. Big run right now for him. 11-2. Kuminga, the pass to Curry. Pass to Post. Launches it. The rebound by Maxey.
Given his range, you'd expect him to capitalize on that opening.
And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973, and he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA. But clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
And you watch Tyrese Maxey, Clark. He's so good at creating offense.
Yeah, he can get that thing rack to rack and downhill in a heartbeat, BA. In the break and in the pick and roll, he puts tons of pressure on the defense because he's so quick. And he knows how to use angles, too. And he can shoot it from deep, so he's got the full package.
Post shot, no good. 76ers trail by 6. Outside Edwards. Back to George. To the inside. Here's Embiid. George outside. Back to Embiid. It's good. Set up beautifully by George. Embiid's got 5.
Well, you know, there's only so much you can do against Embiid, guys. I mean, he's such a terrifically skilled offensive player with great size. I mean, he plays pretty much through any kind of contact.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Warriors ahead. They're up by 4. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter in this one. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Warriors.
Well, we're in the era of the three-point basket. So if you want to win games in this league, you have to connect from deep. And they have been thus far.
Cultivating a lot of assists right now, which is beautiful to see. Love the way they're working that ball around.
They've got Stephen Curry. Green out there with Kuminga. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Post in at the 5. That's the group for Golden State as we kick off the second quarter. Now here's Butler. Green with a screen on Oubre. Pass to Post. This one for 3. Buries it. He's 2 for 4 in this game.
Butler really sees the floor and finds his opportunities to move that ball around. A true team player.
Here's George. Oh, and the dunk by George.
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
And the basket by Curry.
Want to score in the NBA? Picks can really force the D to make tough choices.
Screen by Embiid. George scanning the floor. The kick out to Maxey. There's the triple. Kuminga pulls it in. The Warriors lead by 5. Pass to Butler. The kick out, Curry. There's the screen, and here's Kuminga for 3. They get the rebound. Post. That bucket makes him 3 for 5.
That'll drive your coach crazy, failing to box out. Ugh.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
George passes to Maxey. Back to George. From deep. It's rebounded by Golden State.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Hits the trifecta. And now it's a 10-point Warrior lead.
Curry really runs the offense well. Knows exactly the time to either shoot it or give it up to his teammates.
George's shot is off.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
And guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
And here's Curry for 3. And that comes off the assist by Green. Curry's got his 3rd basket on the night right there. Well, Grant, when the money's on the line, the mid-range is still a big part of the elite player's game.
You're right, B.A. And really, it comes down to touch, obviously. And size certainly helps. And then the savvy and balance to create that space.
Maxey, that's good.
That's why you give Maxey freedom to do his thing, because he's terrific at creating for himself.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Joel Embiid is setting records with his scoring, but he said, when I get stuck into just being a scorer, that's not the best version of me. I like sharing the ball. As as you've seen the last couple of years, the teams that have won, they move the ball. Nothing is static. So that's how we should play. Pretty simple, Brian.
Yeah, great understanding, right? Thanks, Allie. Post shot, no good. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for the 76ers. They trail by 11. Embiid passes to Maxey. Knocks it down from distance. Maxey's got 9 points.
Really showing you how quick he can be with the basketball. Maxey letting it fly in a hurry.
What a 22-23 season it was for Joel Embiid. Named MVP with the Sixers, Clark.
Yeah, and that was Philly's first MVP since the answer. Allen Iverson back in 2001. Embiid led the league in scoring at over 33 a game on 55% shooting from the floor. Remarkable. Nobody could stop him. He was virtually unguardable.
Now here's Curry. Give him 8. Shoots over Maxey. Curry's shot is off.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
Here's George. Pass to Embiid. Outside Edwards. Embiid, a screen on Kuminga. Back to Embiid. The 3 is up. Rebounded by Green. On the wing, Curry. And here is Kuminga. Fires the 3. And again, no good by Golden State. 30 seconds left to play in the first half. Down low. Here's Embiid. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
You know, what I respect about Embiid, in addition to his tremendous skill and size, is his willingness to keep working on himself. He's already an elite talent, but if he sees any room for improvement, he'll go to work to make it happen.
Making shots at the line. You need a good routine, and he certainly has one.
Outside Curry. Here's the pick. Inside. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And so it's the Golden State Warriors finishing the quarter with an 8-point lead. Great shot selection right now, keeping the game simple and getting high percentage looks. We'll be right back with you shortly. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast thus far. We're halfway through the game. And Philadelphia has possession. 8-point game. Second half underway. Here's who Nick Nurse has got on the floor. They've got Andre Drummond, and it's Grimes in a 2-guard.
You know, Drummond always looks like he's trying to tear the basket down when he dunks.
And when you look back at the 2023 draft, the Warriors got great value out of their picks.
Yeah, I mean, they got Pajimski with the 19th pick, a versatile player who impacts the game at both ends. And they also got Trace Jackson Davis late in the second round. And he is a fundamentally sound big man with great upside. Unreal play to take on the contact and get it to go.
Yeah, he imposed his will on the defense that time. He was not going to be denied right there.
And the ball is tied up, so we'll have a jump ball.
Held ball. Jump ball.
Pass to Council. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
It's the little plays like that that can make all the difference. Not boxing out on free throws is a killer.
Knocks it loose. Second half getting started. About a minute played. Here's Grimes. Going inside. Now here's Payton. Yet to see a basket.
76ers foul. Payton Grimes. First personal foul. First team foul.
Philadelphia on D. Trailing by 4. Pass to Hield. There's a screen. The three. Sends it home from three-point land. Hield's got himself going here. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Drummond to screen on Payton. To the middle. It's stolen. In transition, here come the Warriors. Outside Moody. From deep three-point range. Rebound by Philadelphia. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Grimes. Pass to Council. Now here's Drummond. Here's Yabusele. Just 5 to shoot. That one's in there. Drummond with the assist.
It's nice to see they're not settling for three-pointers. These guys are putting in the work inside.
Outside Hield. Outside Moody. Back to Hield. Again, Golden State.
Hield good at using this area of the floor. He's an impressive mid-range shooter.
You know, to be a high-volume shooter like Buddy Hield, you have to have a lot of self-confidence, Clark.
Well, not just self-confidence, B.A. You better have the ability to knock down shots, and Buddy Hield has that in spades. He can get it done from any direction he needs to, going right, going left off the catch. He can dribble into the three on occasion. That shot he's got is pure.
And there it is for him.
And I like whenever Hield attacks inside like this, exploiting the defense when they give him these chances.
Drummond, high post. Jackson Davis grabs a miss.
Looking for the spectacular and coming up empty.
And you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
They set the screen. Hield drives in. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Where was the defense? Can't allow Hield to get this kind of positioning to throw it down. And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Walker with it. Jackson Davis picks him up. The kick out to Walker. Here's Drummond. Pass to Grimes. Back to Drummond. And the jam by Drummond.
One of the key components of Drummond's game. He's an intimidating presence on the offensive glass.
Hield drives in. Hey, he's now 6 for 6. He is cooking right now.
I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
Drummond with the screen. Walker for 3. Pajemski grabs the board. The Warriors lead by 10. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. They get it back. Outside Hield. Pass to Moody. Second chance effort. The 3 is up. And the Warriors with another 3.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Nice shot by Walker.
In the NBA, you just can't let guys get to the rim.
And Hield puts up a deep 3. That misses. Would have counted had it gone. Buddy Hield has been leading the charge for Gold. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist to the game.
And I'll tell you what, this was a no-brainer tonight. Take a look at the precision on this feed. Couldn't place it any better.
Served him up with a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
Well, there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. They've got Jonathan Kuminga. Stephen Curry is out there with Jimmy Butler. Then it's Green, and it's Post in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the Warriors 5. Sinks it from distance.
Tyrese Maxey, a really talented and explosive scorer. He can fill it up in a hurry.
Kuminga with a screen on George. Curry passes to Kuminga. Curry against Maxey. Back to Curry. Here's post. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Maxey passes to Oubre. Up top, Edwards. George against Curry. George outside. Beyond the arc. Rebounded by Butler. Butler's got 4 rebounds in the game. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock. Here's post, driving inside, and a great assist by Butler as that one goes. And the Warriors lead by 12.
Well, you see what you have here. I mean, the unselfishness of Butler, an often unsung trait of his.
For 3, George gets the 3 ball to go.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
A clear look for Green, and he makes good on his first shot of the game.
A pleasant surprise for Draymond there. I mean, I love when he looks for his offense.
George with it. Pass to Embiid. Oh, a dunk and a foul! A powerhouse move! He's got a chance for one more at the line. That's on Jimmy Butler. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Warriors.
What a performance for Beyond the Arc in this game. They stuck to their guns, and it's paid off all game.
And I love the way they've been attacking the basket. I mean, they've looked to penetrate every opportunity they've had, and they've done a nice job doing that.
George passes to Maxey. Sinks that one. Now shooting 5 of 10 and looking sharp.
You know, Maxey finds all kinds of ways to score, and he knows only one speed. Flat out, all out.
Curry with it. Guarded now by Maxey. Maxey against Curry. Pass to post from behind the arc. It's hauled in by the Sixers. 1:57 left to play in the fourth. Edwards a screen on Butler. George outside. No one near him. And again, it's Philadelphia.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Outside Curry. 1:27 left in the fourth. Outside Kuminga. Shoots over George. And he can't stop the run as that one misses. 76ers trail by 4. And the jam by George.
And because of Paul George's composure and even-keeled nature, his teammates have great trust in him in these situations.
Kuminga with a screen on Oubre. Butler. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one. And no surprise here. At this stage of the game, they're going to use the coach's challenge. Make them take another look at the call.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for the Dubs.
Smart to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back. If they're adamant that the call was wrong, he'll back them up and make the refs take another look. And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Nick Nurse had to say to the team. And they told the team it's close. We've got a chance if we battle, compete. You can see the players love the message. They look fired up. We'll see if it works, Brian.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Edwards finds Maxey. From outside the arc. Rebounded by Butler.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Out to the right wing. Outside Kuminga. 27 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Butler with the ball. Picked up by Embiid. Butler, good.
It's so impressive how Butler seems to just will things to happen offensively. He gets forceful with the defense and finds a way to get shots.
George outside. And so it's Golden State winning this one. This one was in the balance right until the final seconds.
NBA,